All right. All right, everybody. This is Relationship Expert Terry Duran. I have Halie on the line. What's going on, Halie?
Hey, how are you?
I'm all right. So let me know what we're dealing with.
Well, I am in a weird situation. I started to try to date. I just came out of a relationship this summer, and I've tried to start dating, but I have a guy that's my friend that I find myself very, very, very attracted to, and we have like great chemistry. Like we talk all day, every day, and so, but he hasn't asked me out, and we don't talk about us. We kind of dance around talking about other people that we both date.
So there's sexual
But
tension.
I feel it. I don't know if he does though. Like we work together, so I feel it a lot, but I can't tell if he feels it too, and I don't want to mess up a friendship.
What you
And
mean?
I don't
You
want
you don't you can't tell when a man's feeling you physically?
I can't. Not with this. No. Sometimes I can't.
Okay. So y'all have great conversations, y'all besties and all this, and he's clearly
Yes.
a straight guy. That's not a question
Yes.
at all.
Yeah.
Okay. So you asking what you should do or how to figure?
Well, yeah. My question is, so I find myself when I'm on dates with other guys thinking about him, but I don't. So I don't know if I should continue the friendship because we really are very close. Like I said, we talk all the time. So if he's not going to ask me out, should I back off the friendship? Is he going to like keep me in the friend zone? Do guys have a friend zone that women can't get out of? Because I don't
Um.
want to be friend zone.
Well, there are a couple things that you said that may explain the situation. Um, Most guys don't really care about the friend zone boundaries. They'll get romantically involved with any woman that meets their criteria that they find physically attractive. But in your situation,
Uh-huh.
you have a close friendship, and you also said y'all work together. So that complicates
Yes.
things. There are some men that are strict rules about sleeping with women that they mess with. They may have a bad experience sleeping with a coworker or something like that. So that may explain why he's tiptoeing around taking it to the next level. You know, he may not know how you feel about dating coworkers, etc. So that's one possible explanation. Um,
Mm-hmm.
if the dude didn't find you attractive, I think you'll be able to tell. You know what I mean? Like you usually don't have sexual
Really?
tension. Yeah, like when somebody ain't interested in you at all and it's 100% platonic, you don't really get sexual tension. You don't get those.
But can it be just on my end? Is it just on? It could be sexual tension just on my end.
It could be, but that's not. It's usually something that you can tell. Like you can tell if you feeling somebody, you checking for them, and they just completely see through you, or they're not paying any attention to you. Um, this sounds like y'all are feeling each other, and nobody's
Uh-huh.
taking things to the next level. You know what I mean? Like, um, but it's possible that he could not be interested, but it doesn't sound like that based off what you said. This sounds like a man that's being cautious and intentionally not taking things to the next level. Because I'd be willing to bet he can tell you feeling him. You know what I mean? Like so, um, the only way that you can
So what
really.
do I do?
I was gonna say you gonna have to you situations like this you can kind of have like passive aggressive conversations. I know I usually talk about passive aggressive behavior, um, not being positive for maintaining a relationship, but for finding
Right.
out if somebody is romantically interested in you, it could work great. You know what I mean? Like, um, and there are a variety of different ways you could do it. You know, it could be you said y'all close friends and y'all talk every day. So it's always easy to go with the I had a dream about you type of scenario and kind of get a feeler for how they react to it. You know what I mean? Like, man, it's so crazy. I had a dream about you. You know what I'm saying? Like you can kind of like play it as a joke or in a playful way to see how he responds to it. because if he's interested in you, he's gonna be like, "Oh, for real?" You know, he's gonna be asking you deep. He's gonna be trying to figure out if it was a platonic dream or if it was a sexual dream, and
Right.
that's how you can kind of tell whether the feelings are mutual. You know what I mean? Like you may have to go out on a limb and let you know that you were attracted to him sexually in the dream. You can like you that's what I mean by the passive. You can play it as in the dream, like, man, we was kissing and everything. I don't know what's going on. Just to see how he responds. You know what I mean? Like that's something
Right.
that works great from a male perspective. The man, you know, like the because you're kind of doing it in the third party. Like
Right.
if they say, "Oh, that's crazy, that'll never happen," then you don't have the conversation don't have to go no further, and you can just keep it moving. But if they you getting follow up questions and he's trying to figure out, so what exactly happened and was we like if he's asking you those type of things, that will indicate that the feelings are mutual. So
Okay.
I normally don't
So am
recommend.
I?
Go ahead.
Well, should I stop? Because what has been happening is we've been talking to each other. He never tells me details about his dates with girls. He's very evasive. He will tell me he's out with a girl, but he won't say anything about her. I will talk about the guys that I go out with. He gives his advice, and usually he asks a lot of questions. But am I messing up my chances by being honest with him about
I don't know.
other guys I'm dating?
I don't. That depends largely on the guy's personality. Some dudes are confident in themselves and can handle talking about you dating other men without it impacting him whatsoever. Some dudes, it'll make him feel some type of way. So I can't say how he's gonna feel towards that because that could go either way. But him not giving you specifics on his date further leads me to believe that the interest is mutual. I mean, women typically can't handle hearing about things like that from a guy that they like, even if they're secretly crushing on him or whatnot. And men are typically smart enough to know not to give a woman too many details. Y'all are gonna overthink. Y'all are gonna come up with all kind of assumptions and compare yourself to her and all type of extra stuff. He probably is not doing that with the guys you date. You know what I mean? Like so, um, that part of it is I'm not gonna be able to give you no advice on that. Either way. But
Right.
I would say, just based off what you're telling me, it sounds like I'd say there's over 50% chance that he's feeling you the way that you're feeling him. That does not mean that y'all are compatible. That does not mean that a relationship between y'all would be successful. So crossing that threshold poses the risk of losing the platonic friendship that y'all had. Like I know a lot of people like to think we'll always be friends no matter what, but it's hard to do that once you cross certain thresholds. You can be cordial, but you can no longer be involved, but you're never going to go back to being platonic friends again. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
And so that's that's the risk you take when you cross past the platonic friendship. You know what I'm saying? Like one kiss can make things awkward between if one person change how they feel or you kiss them and they didn't want to be kissed. You know what I'm saying? Like it can make the situation really awkward.
Right.
So that's why people are so cautious about crossing that threshold. But like I said, that third party passive aggressive, I had a dream about you type of way is a easy way to do it without having to put your feelings completely on blast and risk being embarrassed or hurt if the feelings are not reciprocated. So that's I normally don't recommend passive aggressive stuff, but in this case, to figure out if it's romantic or if the feeling is mutual, I would, and that means you may have to put yourself a little bit out there, like you can let them know that it was romantic without directly saying it. You know what I'm saying? Like man, I woke up turned on. You know what I'm saying? Like you could say something like that to you know what I'm saying? Like man, you can let him know.
Well, I did. And the funny thing is, I really did have a dream about it because I do have sexual tension, I am in him, that he would have gone ahead and made a move.
I mean, that's not fair to say, just place that assumption, because he could have real reasons why he's not. You know what I mean? Like, he could have legitimate reasons why he hasn't. He could be fantasizing about it or thinking about it too. He could think it might mess up y'all's professional relationship. He could be thinking about what happens if it don't work out. How's she gonna act? Things like that drastically change situations. So he could have legitimate reasons why he's been reserved or why he hasn't taken that step. That is not an indication that the feeling's not mutual. So you can't just make that assumption and treat it as if it's a fact, because it's a very good chance that could be false or not a complete depiction of how he genuinely feels. So, yes,
okay.
because on the same token,
that's what I had decided.
Right, because if he just said, well, if she really liked me, she would have said something, he'd be wrong. You know what I mean? Like, so when you just make if they really cared or if they really wanted it, they would have suggested. That's not fair, because when you apply it to yourself, it goes vice versa. So,
right.
But this ain't a bad situation.
Well, it feels stupid because I'm dating people that I really can't focus on them, because I really like him a lot, and he and I are on dates with other people, texting each other. So it's fun.
Oh, well, then it sounds like very mutual. Like y'all were trying to resist the temptation between y'all. So it's just gonna take one of y'all to make it known, and you have a much better chance of success than a dude doing it. You know what I mean? Like, so.
Why?
Because a woman showing interest in a man is always gonna have a higher rate of success than a man showing interest in a woman. Women get men showing interest in them all the time. It's rare for a woman to make her interest in a man known. So that's something that most men are not used to, and it does impact them. It feels really good to have a woman tell you she has sexual thoughts about you, or she's turned on being around you, things of that nature. So you have
So that's not gonna make him think to just use me for sex if I tell him that I.
Not if he's genuinely a good friend that you've been speaking. If you've been talking to him every single day, you should have a very good gauge of what kind of character he has. You should have a bit.
That's still gonna tell him that I want to have sex, and that's why I didn't.
Well, it's common sense that it's common sense that any two people that are attracted to each other want to have sex. But if he's been talking to you every day and he knows what your relationship goals are, he knows what you are looking for. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
People say that you want. I'm constantly talking about getting to know somebody and figuring out if y'all are compatible or not. You should have been able to figure that out if he's your friend and y'all are best buds like this. You know what I mean? You should be able to tell if the feelings between y'all are mutual or not. So.
I just hate that I can't. I usually can tell if a guy's attracted to me, but he's very, very good at hiding it. I didn't even know that he knew that I had like certain body attributes. He just acknowledged after a whole year that he saw and was like, damn, look at her, look at her, to someone that we worked with. But I couldn't even.
Well, if he did something like that, then you already know he's attracted to you. That confirms everything.
But if I have a big ass, does not mean he's attracted to me, though.
Stop it, man. A man's not finna say something like that about a woman he's not attracted to. Like, at the very minimum, that means that a woman is smashable. If he's been interacting and talking to you on a daily basis, he likes your personality. He likes you, the person.
Right.
Outside of sex, outside of the sexual attention. So yeah, you got y'all. I mean, like I said, he could have legitimate reasons why he's hesitant, but it sounds like he's waiting on you to confirm that the feeling's mutual, because he's made it known that he's attracted to you like that.
I didn't even see that like that at all. But okay.
Yeah.
I thought that's just normal.
If it was something bad about you, you think he would have said it to where you could hear it? If your weed was fucked up or something was crazy about you, you think he would have said it to? Of course not. So if he's saying something positive that lets you know that there's a romantic interest, it was intentional. Yeah, that's intentional.
Okay.
A man's not gonna say something like that about a woman where it's inappropriate. He's not gonna say something like that about his wife's sister. He ain't gonna be like, man, look how fat her ass. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's not about to say something that she can hear unless it's intentional. So that was intentional.
Well, I didn't hear it. He admitted to me that he said it later.
Oh,
I didn't hear it. Yeah, later he admitted.
so how'd you respond when he told you that? See, that was a golden opportunity for you to return the compliment. How'd you respond? What'd you say to him?
I didn't.
Oh, you fumbled the opportunity. Yeah, whenever somebody you're attracted to gives you a compliment, that's the perfect opportunity to return the favor.
Oh,
So,
wow. Okay.
yeah, I mean,
okay. I did not think about that. Okay.
So yeah, this sound like you in a good position. I expect to hear some good feedback from this.
Okay. Well, I appreciate that insight. I do feel better about it now because I was just like, I think it's crazy.
Nah. It sound like y'all both on the same page. So yeah, just all you got to do is let him know that you find him attractive, or that the feeling is mutual, and you can say something like, "Man, it's getting hard to work around you." Like you can passive aggressively say it to him, and when he's gonna ask, "Wow, what's the problem?" and you could be like, "It ain't nothing bad." You know how you used to do in high school, where you string the conversation along. So you can do that and make the topic of conversation y'all's mutual attraction, and y'all should be fine.
Okay, I think I got it. I appreciate it, Karen.
All right, let me know how it turns out.
Okay, I will. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right.
All right, everybody. As you can see, man, everybody has issues when it comes to exposing themselves or taking the risk associated with letting somebody know how you feel romantically. But sometimes people throw hints, people do things passive aggressively to let you know how they're feeling, and they're waiting on you to do something back. So, ladies, don't be afraid to let a man know that you are interested. You have a much better chance of success at that resulting in success, or him responding in a positive way, than if the situation was reversed. So this has been Terry Duran giving another advice session, man. I hope y'all enjoyed it. I hope y'all learned something. Thanks for tuning in.